All right, guys. So focusing a little bit on our fascial release work today. I'm just going to make sure you guys can see me there. So we're going to come and start at the back of our mats. You're going to be standing, lining up your big toes with each other. Separate your feet slightly. Just take a moment to lift your gaze and then roll your shoulders back and around a few times. Just get that opening across the front of the chest. Feel the connections of those muscles between the shoulder blades. And then let your arms relax beside you. And softly close your eyes or just allow your gaze to soften as you stand there. And take a moment to feel the opposition in your own body. So as your feet are rooting you to the ground, feel the sensation of your head floating towards the clouds. And start to become aware of the rest of your body just floating in between those 2 points. Can you find complete ease through your joints, muscles, connective tissue, and your skin? Can you hear your heartbeat? Allow yourself to focus, turning your gaze inwards. Feel your breath moving through your body. Feel the energy that comes with your breath. And then take a moment to notice how you feel this morning. If you could describe energy in one word, what would it be? Taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, open your mouth and sigh. Open your eyes, blinking gently. Take an inhale to expand, grow a little taller. Exhale as you look towards your feet and start rolling forward through your spine. And we're only going to come halfway down, just allowing your hands to hang in front of your knees. Pause there for a moment and feel the curve of your spine. Feel where you may be holding tension or where you may be feeling a little bit of a stretch this morning. And then continue rolling forward all the way down. And this time you're folding over from the crease of the hip. And just let yourself go into your deepest stretch. Relax your neck. And now notice where you may be feeling the stretch. Has it moved? Take a breath in. Exhale, rolling yourself all the way back up. Pressing your feet securely to the ground. As you come up, feel the back line of your body supporting you as you come all the way up. And once again, just roll the shoulder back out. Feel your scapula gliding over the back of your ribcage. And then allow your arms to settle. Let your knees soften for a moment and then just move your hips from side to side. So you're doing a little bit of a shift from side to side. Come to the center and then do a little bit of a tuck under and backwards with your pelvis. So this is called a posterior tuck and an anterior tilt of the hips and the pelvis. And then let your pelvis settle in the middle and keep your knees a little bit bent. Take your right hand, sweep it to the side, bring your arm up and over to a lateral flexion, come back through the center, and release the arm down. Left arm, reach, flexion, lift, and come all the way down. Keep your knees a little bit soft, sweeping your arm up and over, and release. We're just going to do a few more. opening up the sidelines of the body. And now, for those of us that maybe have lower back or sacroiliac joint issues, you may want to sort of contain this movement a little bit. So rather keep it small like that, instead of going all the way over. So just feel what is good for your body. Let's just do one more time. Up and over, and then come back to the center. Straighten both your knees. Inhale, create some space for yourself, and breathe out as you nod your chin. And we're going halfway down again. Take yourself to a place where you've got your hands just in front of your knees, and then pause and observe. How does it feel? Is it shifting slightly? And then on your next breath, go all the way down towards the ground. Go all the way down, folding over from the crease of the hip. And then once you're in your deepest stretch, notice where it has moved to. Maybe a little bit more down the back of your legs now. Take a breath in, and then breathe out as you come all the way, supporting yourself from the abdominals, but can you feel the back line of your body lifting you up to stand up nice and tall? Take your hands onto the shelf of your hip. We're going to bend both the knees and straighten both the knees. And what we want here is the knees are shining forward in line with the second toe. It is so tempting to do this. So tempting to let the knees collide in. Find the tracking of your knees, and also be aware that we're keeping the spine upright. We're not doing this, okay? We're not going downhill skiing yet. Let's take two more. Bend and straighten. One more time, stay there with your knees bent. Pick up your right heel and give a little stretch to the knuckles of the toes and the side of the foot, and then place that heel flat down. Pick up your left heel. Keep the abdominals connected. Get a little stretch on the bottom of the foot and release it down. Bring your hands out in front of you. They're going to help you balance. Focus your gaze. Pick up the right heel. Now, keeping your knees bent, switch legs and feet. Switch. Keeping the tracking of the knees pointing forward. Keep it bent. Use the abdominals. Can you feel the muscles around the knees starting to work? So that is called the vastus medialis. It's one of your quadriceps muscles. And for a lot of us, it doesn't really like to work. Two more. One more. Put both heels down. Inhale to reach all the way up. And then exhale, big sweep around with the arms. And allow them to relax. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, look down towards your feet. Start rolling forward, coming just until your hands are in front of your knees, and you pause. Notice where you're feeling it. Take another breath in. Exhale, coming all the way. And now if you need to bend your knees, do so. Either put your fingertips on the ground, or if you're super flexible, you can put your hands flat to the ground. You're going to bend your knees, and then straighten your legs and send your hips up. Bend your knees, and lifting up. And the trick here is to keep your hands or your fingertips on the ground. Even if your legs don't straighten, as long as you feel a stretch. One more time. And press. Now bend your knees and walk hands just a bit forward until your hands are flat. And then come down into a crouch. Make sure that you adjust your knees so that they feel good. And then start walking your hands more forward until you can lower your knees to the ground. And we're going to stay here so you're getting a nice stretch around the knuckles of the feet. And maybe you even want to push away from your hands a little bit if that's what you need to do. And then on your next breath, Walk your hands forward so you can come into your 4-point position. Let your feet relax all the way out behind you. Let's start wagging the tail from side to side. So we're just allowing the pelvis to move, and notice how there's a shortening on one side of the waist and a lengthening on the other side. And which side feels easier for you? And then, why don't you look over your shoulder to see your tail? Look over your shoulder, look for your tail. So now we're going into some active lateral flexion. When we did the standing, it was more of a stretch, and now this is more of a contraction. Come back to the center and hold it. Make sure that your wrists are in a happy place. We're going to start drawing circles with our shoulders around our wrists. So as you circle your body weight, you can feel that you've got a weight bear first on one hand, then on the other hand. And as your body weight comes forward, you might notice quite a strong stretch around the wrist. When you're ready, change direction, circle the other way. And you do have to keep your abdominals connected here, by the way. You don't want your lower back to give you any grief. You can make it big, you can make it small. Let's do one more time. Come back to the center, and then get your shoulders in a happy place above your hands. Let's cat stretch. Start by curling the tailbone under as you lift your belly button. Push up through the hands, tucking your chin in, almost like you're looking at your own tummy. And then start with the tailbone as you reach, lifting your tail, lifting your heart, lifting your eyeline. And again, start curling the tailbone under. Now, you can keep your eyes open, or maybe you want to try closing your eyes. But I want you to start to notice what your shoulder blades are doing on the back of your ribs as you move your spine. So can you notice when you round your spine up to the sky, like a cat stretching, that your scapula pull wide apart? And can you notice when you lift your tail, lift your chest, and lift your gaze, that your scapula squeeze a little closer together? So there's a natural movement with your shoulder girdle as you move your spine. Everything is connected. And then just come back to the center position and hold it. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Keep your feet lengthened out behind you. Start pushing into your hands, pushing into the ankles and the top of the feet to see if you can lift your knees. So oftentimes we do this with the toes tucked under. Today we're keeping the toes lengthened out. Notice the weight on all fours. Take a breath and then exhale, release, tuck your toes under, and once again start walking your hands back. So you start moving your hips towards your feet and you come back into your toe stretch. Now bring your hands even closer to your knees. Push into your hands and see if you can roll onto your feet again. You're tucked into a little ball shape. And then bring your hands a little closer so that in this crouched position you can relax your head. And we're just going to take 5 in out. Bringing your awareness to the back of your body. At any point, if this doesn't feel good on your knees, please feel free to put your knees back on the floor. Allowing your body to find a little bit of softness in the shape. Maybe notice how you start to adjust your body weight as your breathing helps you release your fascia and release your joints. And open your eyes if they're closed, walking your hands forward Lowering your knees to the ground, walking your hands forward and coming up onto all fours once again. Balancing on your right hand, reach the left arm out to the side, coming in to thread the needle. Give yourself padding wherever you need it and rest your head down. Now today I want you to keep your right hand on the floor where it is. Some of you have done this with me before. Bend your left elbow and pat yourself on your ribs. And then release the arm out. And again, pat yourself on your ribs and release out. Just taking your time as we start releasing the back line of the arms. Notice how your breathing can change the intensity of the stretch. So figure out if you breathe in or out any given movement for yourself.
Right arm, correct.
Yeah, exactly. Right arm just stays where it is. And then just stretch the left arm out. Come all the way back up onto all fours and reach the left arm to the side. Now turn your head and look. Look at your left thumb. And as you start moving your left hand up towards the sky, keep looking up at your hand, looking up at your hand, looking up, and releasing all the way back down. Balance on your left hand. Right arm reaches, coming into thread the needle, taking your time, settle into position, figure out what you need to do on this side for yourself, and then keep the left hand where it is. You're going to bend the right elbow to pat yourself on your ribs, and then stretch the right arm out. And try it with an inhale as you bend the arm, and then reverse it and try it on an exhale. And just notice what feels good for you this morning. And for those of us that are right-handed, this might feel quite a bit tighter on the side. For those of us that are left-handed, this might feel a little bit easier. Release the arm all the way out. Push into the left hand. Up you come onto all fours and reach the right arm to the side. Now turn your head and look at your thumb. Start bringing your arm all the way up. And as you keep looking at your hand, can you find a line of energy from right hand to left hand and come all the way back towards the center? Nicely done. Now, slide your right leg all the way back, toes are on the floor. Pick up that right leg, hold it here. Round your spine and bring your nose towards your knee. Stretch the leg all the way back. And again, round the spine. So you're really working into the abdominals. And if you want to challenge yourself a bit, try and keep your right foot as close to your right bum as possible. And you're going to feel that it engages the leg muscles and the abdominal muscles even more. Keep breathing. We're going to do one more time. All the way to the back. Now hold it here. Flex the foot. Now you're trying to keep your pelvis stable as you bend the knee as if you're going to give yourself a little kick on the bottom and then stretch the leg. And again, bend the knee and stretch. Now again, if you feel like your hamstrings are cramping or that the front of your leg is really tight, don't bend your leg so much. Or if it's hurting the knee, anybody that has sort of knee issues or cartilage issues, you might find that you want to keep this small. One more time. And stretch your leg out, hold it. Sweep your leg all the way around to the right side. Put your foot down and then roll your foot flat. You more or less want to have your knee in line with your hip, but please feel free to adjust the position for you. Long spine, tailbone lifted as you push back slightly, and forward you come. And again, press back. So for those of you that have been doing my classes, you know that I love this release. This is a fascial release starting at the inner thigh. And the inner thigh oftentimes has an effect on our internal midline of fascia. So that's pelvic floor. It's all the way around the internal organs, the diaphragm, and then up into the deep neck muscles here. One more time, press back and stay here for a moment. Round your spine like a cat and rise onto the tips of your fingers. You really got to pull into the abdominals here. Start rolling your spine upwards. Lighten the fingertips and expand your wings nice and wide. Beautiful. Put your right hand onto the side of your leg. Left hand comes up. And we start to just gently reach up and over. And a little release. And again, up and over. And a little release. And again, keep it small if you need to. One more. And a little release. Now spread your wings wide and turn the palms of your hands to face up. I'm going to turn front way so that you guys can see me. We are now going to slide over towards your left. So you reach and come back. And reach and come back. So you are shifting your whole body weight away from your leg. One more time. Over you go. Now hold it there. If you would like a challenge, why don't you frame your ears with your arm? Can you make that long straight line and then expand your wings? And again. And open. So now we are tensioning the sideline of the body, not just releasing. Reach. Well done, guys. Open, hold it. Look down. Put your fingertips to the ground. Reach over. And now walk hand over hand. Hand over hand. All the way back to the front so that you have your shoulders squared above your wrists. Pick up your right leg. Move your leg all the way to the back. And bring your knee all the way in. Open your knees. Big toes together as you sit back. See if you can get your head onto the floor. If not, give yourself padding with a cushion or with your hands. And just put your arms wherever feels easy for you. And again, we stay here for 5 breaths in and out. And it's your opportunity to integrate your movement and to observe yourself. We like to get in a habit of moving all the time, which is beautiful. But take a moment to sit back and just notice the effect. And on your next breath, spread your hands out. Pull yourself all the way up again and return yourself onto all fours. Now, left leg extends back. Lift your leg up. Double check your lower abs are connected. And now, round your spine, draw knee to nose. And lengthen. Reach through your crown and back through your foot. Moving at your own rhythm. And again, you can challenge yourself by keeping your foot as close as possible to your bottom and by bringing your knee as high up towards your chest. And one more. Stretch back and hold. Flex the back foot. And now, bend the knee and stretch. And again. And you're trying to maintain pelvic lumbar stability here because that's what's going to give you that opening and release down the front of the hip flexor and quadricep. One more. Stretch your leg out, hold it. Start to sweep your leg all the way around to the left. Put your foot flat, roll your foot flat, and double check that you are happy with your leg placement. Lengthen your spine, and we start moving backwards and forwards very gently. So I feel quite an amazing release when I do this. And some people don't feel anything at all. It feels very easy. And all that's doing is highlighting your own tight areas. If you're not really feeling this as a stretch, then you're probably not tight along this fascial line. One more. Go halfway back and hold it. Round your spine like a cat and press onto the tips of your fingers. Start rolling up through your spine and expand across your wingtips. Put your left hand to your left leg, right hand comes up, and we do a little stretch to the side. And a soft release. And again. So it's a gentle rhythmical movement. No bouncing, no forcing. Last two. Last one. And release. Open your arms and turn the palms of your hands to face upwards. And now slide away from that left leg. So now you're sliding towards the right. And you come back to center. And again. Last one. Slide over and pause. Now, if you would like to challenge, you frame your head. Create a long line with the body and open your wings. And again. And release. Two more times. Feeling the tensioning on that lateral line. One more. And open. Turn to look down. Reach down to place your fingertips. Let's do one long stretch over the arms and then let your body roll forward. You walk. Hand over hand. Hand over hand. Come back to the center. Level yourself out. Pick up the right leg, left leg, sweep it around to the back, and bringing that knee all the way in. Open your knees, big toes touch, sit back, and once again, 5 breaths in and out. Just take a moment to observe. Allow your body to sink a bit deeper. And on your next breath, walk your hands towards your knees, slowly rolling all the way up. And then just bring your left leg in front, bring your right leg in front. So you're now going to be sitting cross-legged with your left ankle closest to your body. And then put a cushion under your bum if you need to, reaching both arms all the way up. And then bringing your hands forward and just letting yourself settle into a little bit of a stretch here. So right now with your left foot closest to you and your right foot to the front, you will probably feel more of a stretch on that right hip. Wherever you are, if your head is close to the ground or not close to the ground, it doesn't matter. Make sure that your arms, your hands are offering you some support into the ground. Taking just a few more moments here. Nice, easy breath in. And then walking your hands all the way up. Extend both legs out, giving your legs just a little bit of a shake. And now take your right foot, step it up and over and put that foot flat to the ground. Right hand goes right behind the back. You can go onto your fist as well if your wrists don't like this. Reach up, create space, and with your fingertips on the ceiling, draw a figure of 8. And just let your shoulders, your ribs, your spine move with you as you draw a figure of 8. Think of lengthening up a little bit higher each time. And then on the last one, stop in the center, reach up, flex your left foot, and then coming into a gentle twist. So you can hook your elbow to your knee and start looking over the right shoulder. Now I want you to close your eyes and gently breathe. Notice how your breathing facilitates the release. You don't have to push. With each inhale, can you feel that you've created space in the joints? And with each exhale, there's an opportunity to just move a little deeper. Make sure that both your bum cheeks are on the floor. Energy out through that left heel. When you're ready, open your eyes. And then coming all the way back to the center. Uncross. Stretching both legs all the way out. This time, pull your right foot into your pelvis. Left foot is then further away from you. Reaching all the way up. And then bringing your hands down and coming into a little bit of a seated hip and gluteal stretch. And then once you are settled into the stretch, make sure your hands are supporting you. Just notice how does this side feel in comparison to the right. Easier, more difficult. And on your next breath, start to walk your hands all the way up, unfolding the left leg, stretching out the right leg. Maybe just give the knees a little bit of a shake, get the circulation going again. And then you're going to cross your left foot over. Make sure that you can stand on that foot. Left hand goes behind your back to support. Reach up through the right hand, and we draw a little figure of 8 on the ceiling. So you're drawing the figure of 8 with your hand, and then allow the rest of your body to follow. So you're going to feel your ribs and shoulders moving. You're going to feel your spine doing a little twist. And then come back to the center, reach up, flex the right foot, and then coming into a gentle twist. Hook your elbow, and now you're going to be looking over the left shoulder. Close your eyes and breathe. And I've said it before, there is such incredible power in our breath work alone. So without even pushing or pulling on your own body, do you notice how your inhale gives you space? And do you notice how your exhale gives you release? Taking one more breath in and out. And release. Coming all the way back, opening your eyes, and then stretching your legs all the way out. Pull the flesh of your bum out the back. Glue your legs together, pull your toes up. You can bend the knees if you need to. Use your hands on your knees to sit your spine up as straight as you can. And then bringing your arms into a bent position in front of you. Open your arms to the side without letting your ribs move, without letting your back move, and you hold it here. On your breath, do a single twist towards the right with your chest. Are your feet still in line? Are your legs together? Come to the center. Twist towards the left. Pause. What are your legs doing? Come to center. One more time, single breath. Feel the abdominals and the back muscles work. Center, grow tall. Little twist to the left. Come center. Let's add a double breath. Inhale, grow tall. Inhale. Keeping the extra breath, a squeezing breath, not a bouncing breath. Good, very nice. One more. Center, hold it, relax, bend your knees, and move your hips a little closer towards your feet. Take a moment to just round your spine over, hold on to the front of your shins, and then almost actively round your rib cage and your spine back, just so that you give yourself a lovely stretch around your lower back, between the shoulder blades, because when we do that seated spine twist, it's quite a lot of work along the erector spinae muscles. Take a breath in, and then release, roll up, and reaching both arms forward, half roll back. Exhale, as you start rolling your spine back, so you might need to move a little bit forward on your mats here so that you've got somewhere to go. And then we're going to come forward again and lift up tall. And now connect your movement into your breath. And I want you to start to feel, how can I make this as effortless as possible? So you're actually allowing your body, your joints to soften into the shape, and let your muscles and your fascia do just what they need to do to allow this to happen. And roll forward. One more time. Just a little bit of a roll back. Hold it here. Turn to look over the right shoulder. Bring your head to center. Look over the left shoulder. Bring your head to center. Open the right arm. Look over the right shoulder. Come center. Open the left arm. Look over the left shoulder. Come center, hold it, roll down onto your back. Assist yourself with your hands as much as you need to. Let your hands reach up towards the sky, and just bring your feet a little closer in towards your pelvis. So separate your knees and feet, lengthen your spine, make your adjustments that you need. And now open your arms wide to the side, breathing in. Exhale, bring your arms up and wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a hug. So you're trying to almost get your fingers under your scapula behind you. Release and inhale, open your arms. Exhale, bring the other arm on top, wrap them around, and give yourself that lovely hug. And let's do that again. Breathing in, expand. Exhale, give yourself a little hug, and this time stay here for a moment. Notice which arm is on top for you. You don't have to swap it, just notice. And then start rocking just a little bit on the back of your ribs as you stay here. And it can be quite an intense release for some people between the shoulder blades. Come back to the center, release. Bringing it all the way up. Inhale, expand. Exhale. Now this time, make sure you've got the other arm on the front. So you swapped sides. Just walk your fingers around as much as you can. And again, do that tiny, tiny little rocking across the ribs. Keep breathing. And come back to the center. Release, bringing your arms all the way up. Stay here for a moment. Just let your body settle. And I don't know about you, but I almost feel like my whole upper back melts when I do that. So interlock your fingers. Place your hands underneath your head for support. And now bring your elbows all the way up so that they're pointing towards the sky. Get your lower back in a happy place and then stabilize. You're going to nod your chin. Breathe out as you come up into a chest lift, but I want you to use your elbows to pull forward, so it's more of a stretch for your back, and then release down with control. Let's do one more of those. Breathe out. Your elbows are leading you forward, and then release back with control. Now, open your elbows until they're in your periphery. No more pulling on your head. Breathe out, curl forward. Do you notice the difference in the connections? Releasing back. Keep going at your own pace. Feel how you now have a focus on the shortening on the front line of the body. Whereas when you had your elbows pulling you, it was more focused on releasing the back line. Now, can you find a combination of those two? So that as you curl forward, yes, your abs are working, but you can find a feeling of ease in the movement because it's a release along your back. Take one more time. And release. Stay there and just let your elbows push to the ground. Let your ribs pop up so you get a bit of a stretch along those abs. And then take your hands out. Put your hands beside you, palms down or palms up. And we're getting ready for our pelvic curl. So take a breath in. Exhale. Start by tilting your hips. And then rolling up into a bridge position. So our focus right now is on articulation of the spine. And then as you come down again, can you start articulating from the back of the throat, down through the ribs, then through the belly, and then your pelvis settles at the bottom. And again, it's about rolling your spine up and down, finding that articulation of the spine, and slowly down. We're going to do one more time, a little bit of a variation this time. Tilting your hips, rolling up towards the sky. Now hold it here. I want you to start to do a little bit with your pelvis and with your spine in this position. Tiny. And then come back to the center and come down 2 vertebrae, only 2 vertebrae. And now do that same figure of 8. So hopefully what we're doing here is starting to release the fascia along the back, but also start to get an awareness into those deep muscles called the multifidus and the rotatorus. They're those deep, deep muscles of the back. Come back to the center. And again, come down 2 vertebrae, just a tiny notch down. And a little figure of 8. Tiny, tiny movement. And come to center. We're almost at the bottom. Come down 2 more vertebrae. So you might feel now that your lower back is there. You can figure of 8. So you might feel like your bum is skimming the ground. So that's all good. Tiny, tiny figure of 8. Come back to the center, and then put your pelvis all the way to the ground, and then draw figure of 8 on your sacrum on the ground. Center yourself, and now we do one more pelvic curl. Take a breath in. Exhale, tilting hips, rolling up. And just observe on your own body if it feels different or not. Start to melt down through the spine. Imprint, release, and letting your body settle right there. Now bring your legs a little closer so you're actually squeezing the legs together. You can keep your hands on the floor or put them on your pelvis. Bring the right knee up to tabletop. Extend the leg as straight as your flexibility allows, and then flex the foot as much as you can. Start to lower your leg towards the floor without arching the lumbar spine. and bring your leg all the way back up without tucking. And again, lower. So this is our hip disassociation that we were practicing yesterday. So really, really important movements to be able to master. Last two. Last one. Hold it. And now cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Take your hands a little wider than the mat. Start rolling your legs over towards the right as you look over the left shoulder. And then breathe out as you bring it all the way back to the center. Now take your legs to the left. So you still have the right leg on top, and now you're rolling the other way. Look over your right shoulder. And exhale, use the abdominals to draw back to center. Knees go to the right, look to the left, breathe. One more time. Knees go to the left, head looks to the right. Exhale, come all the way to center, and then uncross, knees together, feet together, and bring your hands in or on your pelvis. Bringing left knee up. Extend your leg as straight as you can manage. Flex your top foot, and we go. Lower the leg, no resting, and lift the leg. No tucking in the pelvis. And again, can you move your leg freely while you focus on pelvic lumbar stability? Let's just take two more here. Last one. Bring your leg up, hold it there, point your toe and cross your thigh over. Take your hands a bit wider, roll your knees to the left, look over the right shoulder, and exhale. It's like bringing water out of a sponge to bring yourself back. Knees to the right, look to the left, chest open, and breathe. Back to the center. One more time each way. Take your time. Make sure that you feel good with the rhythm of your body. Last one. Rolling to the side. And exhale back to the center. And this time, hug your left knee into your chest. Hug your right knee into the chest and maybe just rock a little bit from side to side. So guys, we're going to be giving ourselves just a little bit of a push here by activating the lower abdominals, and we are prepping for something called the roll over, okay? So I want you to put your hands onto the floor. If you have a pillow under your head, please take it out. As you breathe out, see if you can bring your knees towards your nose. And roll back down. If you don't get your bum up very high, that's fine. You could even do that tiny little lower ab curl like this. If you find that you can get your legs over, maybe you've got to lift your feet up a little bit to give yourself some momentum, that's fine. And by the way, I'm turning my head to talk to you, but you should keep your head straight. And maybe what you want to do is use your hands to help yourself so that you catch and then let yourself down nice and easy. Okay, let's just try a few more. Use your arms, use your legs if you need. One more time. And release. Hug your knees in, and again, rock from side to side. So listen, some people find that very challenging, other people find it very easy. All you can do is ask your body to work at its level. Placing your feet down, I want you to roll onto your right side. So roll onto your right side, placing your arm underneath your head for some support. Bend both knees just a little bit, and then your top hand is going to go onto the shelf of your pelvis. Chin up, shoulders down. Extend the top leg out nice and long, and then flex that foot. So stay here just for a moment. And you want to feel that you have a connection to the underneath oblique, the right oblique that you're lying on. and you are pushing energy up to the heel of your foot. Draw a straight line with your body. Ear, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle. And now lift your leg up 2 inches higher without collapsing the underneath waist. You still have a straight line of the body. It is so tempting to let the foot come forward, especially if you're really strong in your hip flexors. But now your leg is slightly higher than the height of your hip. So we're getting a little bit of shortening along that gluteus medius, the side bum muscle. So this is also really important, not only to release the side line of the body, but to activate and strengthen the side line of the body. Hold it here for 1 more second, and then allowing that leg to come all the way down and let it actually rest on the floor so you're getting a little bit of a stretch here. Now, take your left hand and wrap it all the way around to see if you can hold your opposite ear. On your breath, start lifting your head and releasing it down. Now, don't pull on your head. You're simply guiding yourself into a little bit of side flexion. And think of sliding your armpit towards your hip. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Releasing it down. Stay here. And now if you have the balance, bring the leg up and lower the leg down. Don't let it rest this time. Lift your leg up. If you're losing your balance here, then put your left hand back on the floor. Bottom oblique connecting. 1 more time. And now how about we try and do those 2 movements together? We lift the leg and a little release. Always paying attention to how this feels on your body. If there's any discomfort in the neck, then don't pull your head up. 1 more time. And release. Stretch the leg out, stretch the arm overhead, long stretch, and then bend your knee in, push up onto your hand as you make your way all the way up. Spin around onto your bum cheeks. Tuck yourself into a tight little ball shape. And then either closing your eyes or allowing your eyes to soften as we balance and we breathe. And then in your own time, opening your eyes, swing your legs to the right this time. So now you're going to come down to lie on your left side. Hand on the shelf of your hip. Top leg extended long. Flex the foot so you're pushing out through the heel of the foot and feeling the bottom oblique gently engaging. Can you draw the straight line with your body? Ear, shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle. Make sure that your leg isn't swinging forward. And then on your next breath, start lifting your leg up 2 inches higher, just to now find the connections into that side gluteal muscle, gluteus medius. Making any adjustments you need to your head and neck so that it feels comfortable. And now, lower your leg down with control and lift it up again. Finding that little shortening into the side gluteal muscle. Lift. Very nice. Keeping that awareness of your torso. Last one. And bringing your leg all the way down to allow it to relax. Bring your hand up, reach it over your head and see if you can hold your opposite ear with your hand. Make any adjustments you need. And now it is a gentle lifting of the head and shoulders to the side. So remember that you are supporting supporting yourself here. It is not a pulling action on the neck, especially if you've got any neck issues. Armpit slides towards the waist. Now release down for a moment. We're going to do the leg lift and the chest lift at the same time. And we go. So start activating all the way down that lateral line. Almost there, one more time. And release, stretch the leg, stretch the arm, long, stretch out through the fingertips and toes. And then bring your hand in front of you, bend the knees in, push up onto your bum, swing your feet in front of you, and once again, tuck yourself into a ball shape, balancing and breathing, eyes open or eyes closed. Take a breath in, and then release your feet down and come onto all fours. So from here, keeping your shoulders above the wrists, start walking your knees backwards so that your hips are actually forward of your knees. Anchoring the feet to the ground. Just start moving your body weight a little bit forwards and backwards to find the lat connection. Remember, we did this yesterday if you were in class. Make any adjustments to your hand position that you need. We're going to do one more time. Bring your shoulders in line with your hands. Now firm up your bum. Bend your elbows to come all the way down to lie flat on your belly and your front. Keep your hands where they are. Squeeze your bum cheeks. Roll the shoulders back and start coming up into a little baby cobra. And release. Now here's the work. You're going to push up onto your hands and knees. Press up and again move back. Come forward. Squeeze your bum cheeks and bend your elbows to come down with control. Make any adjustments that you need. Keep your hands where they are. Roll your shoulders back. Come up into a little baby cobra. Find your back muscles and then press up. It's a big push up. And hinge back. Are you guys okay for one more? One more, here we go. Squeeze the bum cheeks a little bit so that as you come down, you have control over your torso. Roll your shoulders back and lift, baby cobra. Release, one big push up. Press back. Move your knees forward. Tuck your toes under. Let's do downward facing dog. Pedal the heels out. Oh, you know how much I love this one for releasing the calf muscles. And then pushing both heels down. Bend your knees a little bit. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Come onto your tops of your fingers when you need to. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then when you reach a standing position on your feet, just give your head a shake. Nod your head, yes. Take a breath in. And then roll up. Pressing into the heels of your feet as you unravel your spine. Lifting up and tall. And take a moment to just roll the shoulders back and around. And just as we started, take a moment to close your eyes. And again, this is your opportunity to pause, observe, and to integrate. Can you feel your feet holding you to the earth as your head floats up to the clouds? Listen to your heartbeat. Feel your breath and your energy as it moves through you. If you could describe your energy in one word, what would it be? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Open your eyes slowly. Let's take one full inhale here. All the way up. Touch your hands to each other. Exhale, open your arms. Clear some space for yourself for today. Roll the shoulders back and around. Oh my goodness, that feels fantastic. Good? Awesome.
It's over.
I know, an hour flies by. That's an hour, isn't that crazy, hey?
Namaste.
Namaste.
There goes my glasses.
Okay, let me just pause the recording.